Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Pahrump Early Learning Academy, where we are more than just childcare.
Hi, I'm Monique Mitchell with KPVM Television. My children attend Pella and they love it. The curriculum they have is pretty amazing, and my children learn what they need at their level.
Not only are the children learning, they're having fun, and that's what matters.
I like Pella. They help you with your homework, and it's fun.
Give us a call today to tour our facility at 751-5335.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Half Price Lawyers, the only law firm in Pahrump with a low price guarantee. Located at 41 North Highway 160, Unit 11. Call 400-0000.
Tonight on News 46, a court decision has been made concerning the town's contracts. 2 nights remain to see murder most foul. Valley veterans will be handing out forget-me-nots soon. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Thursday, August 28th, 2014. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Judge Kim Wonker has rendered her decision concerning the town board entering into employment contracts that exceed the date of the dissolution town board form of government, which will occur on January 5th, 2015. The judge has found in favor of the Nye County Commissioners. She made her decision yesterday. The document reads that the town cannot enter into the 5 employees' contracts that they drafted past the date of the dissolution. Those being with several officials, including Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Chief Scott Lewis, Buildings and Ground Manager Matt Lewis, Town Manager Susan Holochek, and others, some of which contracts expired 2 years ago. The judge commented that the town's argument appeared to be a Hail Mary preliminary injunction hearing argument after the poorly drafted and outrageous parachute provision contained in the proposed contracts that were brought to the public's attention. News 46 will return in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. For years, scientists have theorized about how large rocks, some weighing hundreds of pounds, zigzag across Racetrack Playa in Death Valley National Park, leaving long trails etched into the earth. Now, 2 researchers at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography have photographed these sailing rocks being blown by light winds across the former lake bed. The scientists say the movement is made possible when ice sheets that form after rare overnight rains melt in the rising sun, making the hard ground muddy and slick. The phenomenon doesn't happen often because it rarely rains in the notoriously dry desert valley. Their report says the rocks move very slowly, only about 15 feet per minute.
We tested these ideas by installing a weather station. We also embedded GPS units in our own rocks, lugged them to the playa, and there they waited for 2 years. Jim Norris explains.
My business partner and I designed a custom GPS recorder, little module about 3 inches in diameter that we could put into stones, and we built 15 of those. Those stones are deployed out on the playa as we speak, and they were designed so that they would sit and wait. And as one of the other researchers on this project said, probably the most boring experiment ever. True, until this year.
In late November 2013, rain and snow created a shallow pond on the southern third of the playa. We observed rocks in motion December 4th, 20th, 21st, and January 9. The days dawned clear and cold with a light breeze. In the morning, the pond was covered with floating ice. Sunlight formed melt pools between large areas of still frozen pond. Ice in the center of the playa melted first. Water was blown onto the shore, causing the remaining floating ice to move. Abruptly, just before noon, the ice broke up into large moving sheets, popping and crackling all over the pond surface. In the deeper part of the pond, moving ice began to splinter and break up, leaving wakes of open water and ice chips downstream of each rock. Large ice panels, hundreds of feet across, battered some rocks into motion. By good luck and with a long camera lens, we caught some rocks moving on January 9th. In this image, the liquid water is rippled by the wind. The floating ice is darker gray. There are a series of stationary rocks not engaged by ice, and there's a moving stone. And it's off! Here we see a time-lapse set of images at about natural speed of the rock. It moves in fits and starts, pushed by the ice panel, and finally and briefly gets going. Movement is so slow that it is easy to miss, particularly if there are no stationary rocks nearby to act as reference points. This rock was about the size of a cantaloupe and was hard to find months later when the pond was gone, because it moved several more times. In a sped-up version, the rock quickly stopped moving as it disengaged from the ice. The ice panel drifts out of view. Up and over rocks, but the trails were initially invisible beneath the muddy water. By early afternoon, the shallow pond had been blown away, revealing more than 60 rock trails, all remarkably similar. Our GPS rocks also moved, and some scribed trails over 700 feet long. Rocks moved only 2 to 5 meters a minute, a slow, shuffling walk at best.
More news after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Nathan Adelson Hospice, proud to be the hospice of choice in Pahrump for 15 years. Please call 775-751-6700 to find out how Nathan Adelson can assist you.
The debate over a link between autism and vaccines continues. A study published earlier this month concluded African American boys are more at risk for autism if they're given the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine before the age of 2. The study author says researchers at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention knew about the link in 2004 and covered it up. CDC researchers are standing by their original findings that there is no link between autism and vaccination schedules. The new study was funded by the Focus Autism Foundation, which says it is dedicated to exposing the causes of autism, focusing on the role of vaccinations. The study has since been removed from the public domain pending further investigation. ISIS said that it has executed at least 250 Syrian soldiers at an air base in northeastern city of Raqqa. The group said on one of its official websites that it killed the soldiers on Wednesday. It also claims to have killed 600 government soldiers in the fight for the Al-Tabqa air base since August 19th. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, meanwhile, reported that 200 Syrian soldiers and 346 ISIS fighters died in the fight for the air base. Hundreds more were wounded. ISIS claims that the video shows Syrian soldiers being paraded through the desert in their underwear. Another video posted by Syrian activists purportedly shows bodies lined up on the ground. A full-scale invasion of Ukraine is underway. A U.S. official said up to 1,000 Russian troops had crossed Ukraine's southern border to fight alongside pro-Russian rebels. U.S. officials said Russian troops were directly involved in the latest fighting, despite Moscow's denials. Rebels backed by Russian tanks and armored personnel carriers fought Ukrainian forces on 2 fronts today, southeast of rebel-held Donetsk and alongside the nation's south coast about 12 miles from the Russian border. Hundreds of children have been systematically raped, beaten, and sex trafficked in in the northern English town for more than 12 years, and it's still going on. A government-commissioned report says the appalling revelations also expose cultural tensions and lack of communication between authorities and the town's ethnic minorities that may have helped stop it. Social counselors saw evidence of sexual exploitation early on, but turned a blind eye, according to the independent inquiry into child sexual exploitation in Rotherham. So the abuse amassed, which included gang rape and death threats at gunpoint. At least 1,400 cases of abuse went on between 1997 and 2013, a conservative estimate, the report says. This year, specialist investigators are handling 51 cases. Other teams are looking at additional cases. The report accuses politicians, social services, and police of blatant failure to stop them, citing an inability to traverse cultural barriers with Rotherham's small Muslim community. Most of the victims were Caucasian, some small children. Some caseworkers ignored the reports, fearing being branded as racist or stoking a right-wing backlash in the city. Soon, our local veterans will be in front of area stores handing out forget-me-nots. Dr. Tom Waters explains. The number of employers in Nevada has increased 59,900, showing considerable improvement since the recession. That represents a gain of 2,400 from a year ago and translates to a 4.1% increase, the strongest since the final 3 months of 2007. Available information suggests that about half of the growth in the number of employers over the past year is accounted for by two industries: professional business services and trade, transportation, utilities. The number of employers peaked at 60,500 in 2008, prior to dropping sharply to about 56,400 in 2011. Nevada's weekly wages for the first quarter of 2014 were $867, which is the highest first quarter reading on record. The 2.7% gain from last year's first quarter reading represents the third strongest gain during the post-recession period. Nevada's economy has been on the mend since 2011. The unemployment rate has been cut nearly in half from its recessionary high. Year-over-year job gains have been recorded in each of the past 43 months. However, wage gains have been sluggish, averaging just a bit above 1% annually over the 2011-2013 period. The Governor's Office of Economic Development and DJI, a global leader in developing and manufacturing high-performance small unmanned aerial systems, are collaborating to advance the global development of unmanned systems industry. As such, one of the first steps of this collaboration is DJI's donation of various unmanned aerial vehicle platforms to the Nevada Institute of Autonomous Systems to help further development the education pipeline for unmanned aerial systems industry in Nevada. The donation of the DJI platforms will allow Nevada secondary school students interested in unmanned aerial systems to experience them firsthand and will provide more testing opportunities for the state's Program Management Office. The platforms will also be made available for use by institutions within the Nevada systems of higher education and be available in both northern and southern Nevada. A public meeting was held concerning Project Neon, which is a 3.7-mile transportation improvement project along I-15 from Sahara Avenue interchange to the US 95 I-515 interchange in downtown Las Vegas. Project Neon will increase capacity in the corridor by alleviating congestion, improving traveler safety, while also providing better local access to downtown Las Vegas, including the Medical District, Smith Center, Downtown Arts District, the Container Park, and numerous local businesses. Las Vegas city officials are working to bulldoze 20 abandoned homes throughout North Las Vegas that have become hot spots for criminal activity, squatters, and fires. $400,000 from a federal neighborhood stabilization program grant will be devoted to the project. The first phase of the effort began with 10 properties that have together prompted 142 calls for service to police. Each has had at least one fire on the property, and some had as many as 3. City officials say the cleanup will help remove the eyesore of damage and vacant homes and will eliminate hangouts for criminals. The city will place a lien on the property and so that they can recover the cost of demolition if the properties are sold. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. That's your news across Nevada. Mark David Chapman has been denied parole for the 8th time. The man that killed Beatle John Lennon was in front of the parole board and made a case to deaf ears once again to be freed. 59-year-old Chapman fired 5 rounds into John Lennon outside New York's Dakota Hotel on the evening of December 8, 1980. But in the 34 years since then, Chapman said he has found God. He testified to 3 New York parole commissioners August 20th. Chapman is serving 20 years to life for the crime. One of the sons of embattled rancher Cliven Bundy has pulled his 5 children out of various Clark County School District locations after a dispute with school administrators. Officials at Virgin Valley High School in Mesquite told Ryan Bundy that his 15-year-old daughter was not allowed to bring her pocket knife to school. Clark County school policy states that pocket knives are not allowed on school property as they are considered weapons. Bundy doesn't see a knife as a weapon and explained he's taught his children it is always essential to have a knife with them. Bundy said he plans to speak to school administrators in hopes that they will allow his children to carry knives with them on campus to get this matter resolved. The Shadow Mountain Community Players are holding their final 2 performances of Murder Most Foul at New Hope Fellowship Friday and Saturday night on West Street.
This is the last weekend of our show at New Hope Church. It's called Murder Most Foul. It's an interactive murder mystery complete with dinner. $18 is the cost. That includes show and dinner.
Now, how about you, ma'am? And what's your name?
Peggy.
Peggy what?
Peggy Parmesan.
And you are?
Peggy Parmesan. Were you listening? What are you, stupid?
No.
Gates open at 6:30, or doors, and 7 o'clock the show starts. At 7:30 dinner is served. The audience will pick the murderer. They get to vote on who they think is the worst murderer is. They get to ask questions. It's all interactive and all a lot of fun.
Now, what were you saying about me and my food?
Oh, about your food? Look, can't we just discuss this?
There ain't nothing for us to discuss until you apologize to me and my food.
Apologize to your food? What do I look like, an idiot?
Bam!
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And it's at New Hope Fellowship, which is 781 West Street. You'll find it there. It's right across from Acme Feed. It's got the big yellow happy face out in front of it, so you can't miss it.
And so can you buy tickets ahead of time?
You can buy tickets at the library, and also you can call 727-6145 and make reservations. That's 727-6145, and we'd be happy to make reservations for you.
Mr. Limon, now, since you only handled the water, and judging by the fact that Miss Teriyaki is still alive, I think we can assume that the water wasn't poisoned. So I guess that takes you off the hook.
Wait just a minute. That's not quite true. Since Peggy was by all accounts out of commission, I had Waterboy here garnish Don Vito's plate before it was served. That means he was in perfect position to do the deed, just like the rest of us. Bam! Thank you, Emerald. Don't mention it. Bam!
Definitely get down there to see that show. It's going to be a wonderful event Friday and Saturday night. When we come back from this break, we'll have your weather with Noah Began.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Thursday, August 28th. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 98 degrees. Your average temperature at this time of year is 100 degrees. Winds were coming from the south-southwest today at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 6 miles per hour, so we had some pretty low winds out there today. The UV index today was 9, which is very high. Humidity was at 9%, so we had some pretty low humidity. It's a pretty dry day outside. Sunrise was at 6:12 this morning, and the record high in 1944 was 110 degrees. Tonight we'll have clear skies with a low of 71 degrees. Your average temperature at this time of year, though, is 6 degrees above that at 77 degrees. Winds will be coming from the northeast this evening at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 5 miles per hour. So we'll still keep those low winds through this evening. Humidity will be at 16%. Sunset will be at 7:17 p.m. and the record low in 1945 was 58 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have mostly sunny skies with a high of 103 degrees and a low of 72 degrees. Winds will be coming from the south-southwest at 5 miles per hour with gusts up to 9 miles per hour. So we'll retain those low winds. Humidity will be at 11%. Sunrise will be at 6:13 a.m. and the UV index will be 9, which is very high. If we look at our 7-day forecast, we have a couple days of cloudy weather, but it will be clearing up by Sunday. Then we'll have lots of sunshine through these next 7 days. Your high temperatures will be ranging from 96 degrees to 100 degrees, peaking early next week, and your low temperatures will be ranging from 68 degrees to 72 degrees.
Thanks so much, Noah. The Shadow Mountain Community Players are holding their final 2 performances of Murder Most Foul at New Hope Fellowship Friday and Saturday night. The doors open at 6:30. The show starts at 7. They're located right at 781 West Street, right off of Highway 372. You can't miss it. And Grandpa's Barbecue Shack is serving tomorrow right there off of Highway 160 and Basin at Petrick Park in the parking lot. You can't miss him. He's in a trailer out there. Beginning at noon, once again, you can go down there and have some great barbecue. Go say hi to Herb Wynn. And soon he'll be serving daily, and he's going to be at the Fall Festival as well. That's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. From everyone up here at KPVM, have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.